Matt Miller, there's been testimony on the Hill today from Admiral Mike Rogers, highly regarded. He's stepping down, retiring after long service as head of the National Security Agency, which is our cyber world. And what he testified to today was that no one, not the Commander-in-Chief, not General Mattis, Defense Secretary Mattis, have asked him to retaliate against the known actors now in Russia. We've got the indictments. We know who these Russians are. They don't have to be convicted to know what that special unit was doing.
Right.
Here's part of the testimony and part of his Q&A with Claire McCaskill.
I'm going to try to channel a woman who came up to me at the grocery store not too long ago. She asked me, are we strong enough and smart enough that we can keep them from doing this again?
Yes.
Okay. So then the next question she asked me, I said the same thing. The next question she asked me, are we doing that right now?
We're taking steps, but we're probably not doing enough.
Okay. So she wants to know, and I want to know, why the hell not?
Ma'am,
what's it going to take?
I'm an operational commander, ma'am. You're asking me a question that's so much bigger than me.
I mean, you can really feel for this NSA director who has done his job, but he's not been told to take retaliatory action against Russia for attacking our democracy. And that's what Republicans were also asking this. When he gets to Russia, you've got a bunch of Republican senators on armed services who are not happy.
Yeah, his testimony today, I think, was in the category of shocking, but not surprising. As he revealed, we have the ability to deter Russia from doing this again. What we don't have is the will. And we don't have the will because the will has to come from the President of the United States himself. Without the President making a decision to retaliate against the Russians and deter the Russians, people downstream from him, people like the director of the NSA, can't take any action. As you've reported a number of times on this show, there's not yet been a single meeting of the deputies of the important national security or the principals of the national security agencies to formulate a government-wide response. And there hasn't been that kind of government-wide response because the president, for whatever reason, will not authorize them to do so, will not direct them to do so. We don't know whether that's because he just chafes at the idea that Russia helped get him elected, or if it's something more nefarious, if he wants them to help them again. But whatever the reason, it is a dereliction of duty by the President of the United States. And the end result is you have agencies whose job it is to deter the Russians from doing this again, who are frozen and who can't act.
Frank Figliuzzi, you've watched government, for decades in the FBI at high levels. Who is in the position of an FBI director or an NSA director or a CIA director are going to take action if they're not told by the National Security Council, led by the President of the United States, to do something?
Our government has a cyber command. That's the good news. The agencies talk to each other, come to work every day under the same roof, so that's all coordinated. But there's certain categories of action that require the green light from the White House. And that's not what's happening. There are things we can do. People should know, even as we're speaking, Andrea, we're under constant attack by bots, Russian government-sponsored propaganda, and Americans are retweeting right now postings and Twitter feeds that are coming from Russian government sources. So can we take them down? Can we play whack-a-mole and keep knocking them out of cyberspace? We can. Can we send the message that we won't tolerate this? We can. We can only do that kind of more offensive action if the White House gives the green light. And why aren't they doing it? Is it because they want Russia to shape the midterm election? Is it because President Trump feels compromised and can't take offensive action against Russia? What's the reasoning behind this?
And I want to emphasize that the guy wearing the uniform is just the witness here. He's not in charge. He's in charge of the Cyber Command and doing something, but he has to get an order from, the Commander-in-Chief. Thank you very much, Frank Figliuzzi and Matt Miller.